All right, let's jump right in. We're living in this new world, right? Where AI is spitting out answers with incredible certainty. But what happens when that certainty just feels wrong? You know? When all the data points one way, but your gut is just screaming at you to go the other. That's what we're tackling today. This huge question: if the AI gets it wrong, who's the one with the guts to slam on the brake?
And this is a way more than just some thought experiment. I mean, think about it. It's the exact dilemma a lot of us are facing every single day, just maybe not at 200 kilometers an hour. It's that core tension, right? The machine's cold, hard calculation versus our own human intuition. So when the pressure is really on, who do you trust?
Okay, so let's pull off the racetrack for a second and bring this into a place we all know a little too well: the office. Because this is where the AI's big promise really smacks into our professional reality. And it's where the perfect answer can sometimes feel like, well, the perfect lie.
So picture this. Your team's about to launch a big new strategy. You feed all the data, I mean all of it, into the company's shiny AI, and bam, this is what it spits out: a 90% projected success rate. I mean, the numbers look amazing, the charts are all up and to the right, your boss is already planning the celebration, but you've got this little nagging feeling, right? Deep down, you feel like something is just critically wrong, like the model's missing some crucial piece of the human puzzle. So what happens next? Well, if we're being honest, most of the time we kind of push that feeling down, don't we? We defer to the number. But why? Why is a confident percentage from a machine so much more persuasive than, years of our own experience? Turns out there's a really good psychological reason for this. It's a little something called automation bias. And here's the thing. Our brains are, well, they're kind of lazy. I mean, they're wired to conserve energy whenever possible. Making a big, complex decision, that's hard work. But accepting a suggestion from an automated system, especially one that looks all official and certain, that's easy. It's a cognitive shortcut. We're not just trusting the AI, we're giving our brain a break. And this bias, it creates this fascinating new conflict in the workplace. It's pitting the hard-earned wisdom of the seasoned expert against the, brute force calculation of the machine. And this is where we start to see what you could call the twilight of the old guard. See, on one side you've got the veteran, 20 years on the job, right? They've built this incredible mental map of how their world works, and it's all based on a pretty clear linear path of cause and effect. They're always asking why. Then on the other side you have the AI. It hasn't experienced a single thing. It's just crunched a massive, messy, nonlinear data set to find correlations. It's not asking why, it's just calculating what. What is most likely to happen next? Now, what's really fascinating here is how this breaks down that cognitive gap. The veteran, they think in terms of causation. This happened because of that. The AI, it's all about correlation. These two things tend to happen together. So when a totally out-of-the-blue black swan event hits, the veteran's experience-based model can just shatter. But the AI, which has zero real-world context, can totally miss the subtle human nuances that a person would spot in a heartbeat. And that gap, right there, that's the source of so much anxiety in today's workplace. But, this story isn't just about the old guard versus the new machine. There's a third character stepping onto the stage, one who completely flips this whole dynamic on its head. This is the newcomer, and their superpower. It's winning by being totally counterintuitive. See, these newcomers aren't weighed down by 20 years of knowing how things are supposed to be done. They treat the AI less like an oracle that gives them answers, and more like an engine for exploration. First, they set a clear goal. But then, and this is the key, they start asking it absurd, even ridiculous questions, the kind of prompts a veteran would never even dream of. And what do they find in the AI's weird, divergent responses? Hidden pathways, unseen opportunities. And this gets to a really crucial point. We are moving into an era where the competitive edge is shifting, big time. It's becoming less about the depth of your past experience and way more about the breadth of your imagination. The newcomer wins because they don't have all that baggage of experience telling them what's impossible. They can use the AI to its full potential, to explore what just might be possible.
Which brings us all the way back to our original critical question, right? We've looked at the bias, we've seen the cognitive gap, and we've met this new archetype. So now let's face that ultimate question of risk head on.
Okay, let's really raise the stakes here. An AI with access to more data than any human could ever hope to process predicts a catastrophic market crash next week. And its advice is totally unequivocal: sell everything. Now, what do? I mean, really, do you bet your entire life savings on a correlation engine? And this just perfectly illustrates the real problem, doesn't it? If you sell and the AI is wrong, Who's responsible? You are. But if you don't sell, and that crash actually happens, well, the cost of doing nothing is absolutely devastating. So where's the brake pedal in this system? Who has the authority to override the machine when the stakes are this high?
This right here, this is the answer. This is the new partnership. We have got to stop looking to AI for decisions and start seeing it as an incredibly powerful tool for calculation. Its job is to tell us the probability. Our job, the human job, is to take that information and make the tough judgment call on the risk.
So what does this mean for experience? Is it useless now? Not at all. Far from it. Its role has just changed. The goal isn't to use your experience to find the one right answer anymore. The goal now is to use your experience to ask better questions, to challenge the AI's assumptions, to spot the crucial context it might be missing. Experience is being reshaped from a rulebook into a critical thinking.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. For decades, experience was like a map. It showed us the well-trodden, proven routes to success. But that map, it's outdated now. The landscape is just changing way too fast. So the real question for all of us is this: can you stop looking at your experience as a map and start using it as a compass? Not to show you the path, but to help you find your bearings as you navigate a future that no one has ever charted before.